Hi, everybody, and welcome to Music Career Radio here on Why DIY Music. I'm your host, Nani Noam Vazana, and my guest today is Nicole Johänntgen from Germany and Switzerland. She's the founder of Sophia, support of female improvising artists, and she's a DIY saxophonist and composer herself. Together, we will discuss ways to help improvising musicians to establish themselves internationally. Hello, Nicole. How are you doing?
Hi, Noam. Hello to Amsterdam.
Good.
How are you?
I'm all right.
Cool.
You know, this corona thing is a bit of a drag, but otherwise good.
Yeah. Good. I hear the same, actually. Yeah, I'm in Zurich. I'm in my castle, my little castle here. And I have a bunker where I'm in between to play a little bit saxophone, and so I'm switching around here, bunker and castle. Yeah.
So it's not so easy to be a musician in the city, so to speak.
Yes.
You need to have a practice room and everything. I don't have a practice room, so my neighbors are usually just complaining. They even had a meeting about me like a few weeks ago, and they were like, "We don't like it that you play music because the sound invades our privacy at home." I'm never playing more than 1.5 hours a day. So it's really funny that, you know, what people say about what you do.
Crazy.
Hey,
Luckily, my
you
neighbors
cannot
are
make everyone happy.
my neighbors are still okay. They didn't say anything, but I play very, very soft. Very, very soft.
Yeah.
Almost no.
Well, I play trombone. It might makes a big difference.
I love trombone. You should come here and live here, both me. No problem.
Okay, that's a good idea. We can play duets.
Good. Good.
We'll do some piazzolla on trombone and saxophone.
Fantastic.
That'll be fun. Yeah. So tell me, Nicole, tell me a little bit about Sophia, your organization that you founded, and what kind of support does it offer young female musicians?
Yes. Sophia is standing for support of female improvising artists. And to make a point, we said for us, we want to feature younger female musicians. And you have male musicians, you have female musicians, but there are much more male musicians. So we said, okay, we want to concentrate on something. And so we said, every 2 years we do a workshop in Zurich at the Zürcher Hochschule der Künste. They sponsor us a room, so we can use for 1 week a room there for free, which is amazing. And we have workshops to different topics like self-management, networking, and music. And we select sounds pretty hard, this word, but we select like 6 or 7 women from different countries. And we are based in Zurich. And women can apply a half year before. So we have there are maybe 20 women who are applying, and then we try to make a good selection out of these 6 women. They are all very talented and they have their own voice, but sometimes we try to create a band. Then they come together to Zurich, and and then we hang out for 1 week. We give each other courage, and we are on the school, so we have write the instruments there. We can play every day. So it's a self-management networking platform for musicians, for female musicians who want to grow in their own business, who want to learn about the tricks and the tips from the business, and who like to network and being not alone, being together with other women. Yeah.
The support is in itself, it is the program that you are training them to be more like a mogul or an independent musician within the music industry.
Yes, it's a bunch of people who are in it. Like I'm making the time schedule. I'm as well in the jury. I'm trying to put all this lines together between the people, But I'm not holding all the courses. So we have people from the Jazz Club Moods, from PR. People come over and tell their story, what experience they have, and they want to share their knowledge about what they are doing. You know, like it's pretty hard these days to get very easy a gig. You know, so how do you do it? And she tells. For example, Karin Zuber from Jazz Club Moods, she told
about to ask you.
Exactly. So they tell the tricks and exactly. So that's very nice. So it's a very cozy, very tiny group. Like you can imagine, six or seven women in one room plus the teacher. And it's. I say always, okay, if you do like a 45 minutes clinic for 45 minutes talk. But then it's always like 1.5 hours till 2 hours when the teacher is leaving again. And so it's very cozy, but it's like a support for the women they can get for their life. You know, if they are just stopped school and now they're asking, hey, now I'm in this sea of sharks and how can I get the gigs? You know, it's like this kind of platform. And maybe you want to know why I'm starting it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tell me.
So actually, Sophia is the daughter of Sisters in Jazz. And Sisters in Jazz is
Sisters in Jazz.
Sisters in Jazz. It was an education program from US, from IAJE, International Association for Jazz of Education. And this was a conference in US annually, like every year. It was on a different place in US, and when I was part of it, it was 2003. It was Toronto. It was in Toronto. Yeah, exactly, in Canada. And we were there. I was selected as a saxophonist from Germany, and the only one from Europe. So I went over, and I took part. I applied 2 times. So I sent it always with records with Jamie Aebersold play-alongs. And for the second time, I was in Helsinki on another masterclass, and one of the women who decided who's playing at Sisters in Jazz was in this masterclass in Helsinki, and she said, "Hey, you have to apply for Sisters in Jazz." I said, "I did already," but I tried again, so I did it. And I was accepted, was there, and we made with women, fantastic women, jazz musicians. For 1 week, we made music with Christine Jensen, the sister of Ingrid Jensen. We were there in a whole jazz conference. And this IAJE is the mother, as well the mother of Sisters in Jazz.
The mothership.
Exactly. Sisters Jazz was a part of it, and we met John Patitucci, we met Oscar Peterson, Elvin Jones was standing. Elvin Jones was standing. He was like here. He had here his sparkling thing, and he was like, looked at me. But this was a wonderful scene, and this was a wonderful way of discovering women in jazz, and we had a really cool time together. We played every day. And then when they went later over as well to Washington DC, played there, and Mary Lou Williams Festival, and they made a lot of things. I couldn't join them by all these things, but yes. And it was just based on music.
When was that?
That was 2003. And then I came back.
Already 17 years ago.
Yeah. And then I came back, and like 8 years later, there was a message from one of the leaders of the Sisters in Jazz, and they said, okay, they don't have any more money to run this program anymore. So I was very sad, and I kept this idea, maybe we should remake this in Switzerland, you know. And I kept it in my heart for quite 2 or 3 years. And then 2013, I was kind of separated of my last boyfriend. It was summertime. It was the hottest summer ever we had here. And then I thought, I have to do something. I have enough energy. What can I do? You know, I was like, okay, what can I do? And then I reminded myself with Sisters in Jazz, and then I thought maybe I should do something similar like this, like bringing women together, network together, having fun, our friends together, and plus the business part, like plus self-management. At that time, 2003, nobody talked about the self-management, I think, but years later, it started like this. And I went to the equality department in Zurich, and I talked to Helena Draxel. She's the woman of the equality department, women and men.
Is that like City Hall?
It is Suja, also Fachstelle für Gleichstellung von Frau und Mann. I don't know how do you speak this in English.
But is it like an institution from the city?
Yeah,
like an official institution. Great.
From the canton even. It's from the and
region.
Yeah, exactly. And I was unsure, and so I talked to her, and she said, "Go for it. We support you. Go for it." And they supported us for the first round financially. So that's the way how we started it in 2013. And I have a colleague, Claudio Capellari. We do it together. He's helping me with the financial budget, this writing things. And I'm going to everybody and say hello and try to connect the people. That's the little story behind Sophia.
So you're the spokesperson, and he is the treasurer, actually.
Kind of.
It's a very good match, like Max and Moritz.
Genau. Yeah. So that's the story behind Sophia.
Yeah. Fantastic. And was it like a specific event that made you think, well, of course you're saying it was after the breakup and you were looking for something to do, but was there like a specific event, maybe a discriminatory event that that made you think like, we need something for female artists? What was the big passion behind that?
The passion behind it was because I reminded myself, hey, I got so much support from my schools. Like they say, go to this masterclass. They just wrote me an email or just told me face to face, hey, Nicole, there is this fair, or there is this masterclass. Please go there. Please apply there. So I did. Sometimes it took me 1 or 2 times to get there, but at least I did. It was more at that sense that I felt like, hey, I'm thankful, grateful for these things I discovered through this masterclasses. So maybe now it's my point to help or to support other people, or to create a base. To create a base where people can come together and can network. Actually, this is amazing if you see all the women come together, and I don't even have to be there. It's just I feel this energy, this good energy, and So it's very small, it's very tiny, but I think we can be so personal to everybody. We try to support everybody that, little, but still it has an effect, I think.
Yeah, I can imagine. But I mean, it's every little counts.
Yeah.
In this world, we don't have enough independent initiatives, because I think we are bred to be working for someone else. Like at school, they always tell us, learn these professions and you will get a job working for someone else, and somebody else is going to pay you for what you do. But we are not really bred to think in terms of let's establish our own entrepreneurship, let's establish our own business, let's make something for ourselves, and then make something creative and meaningful for society, rather than just being a small pin in the chain. What I mean? We are links in the chain rather than independent thinkers. And I think any small initiative that supports creativity and independence in young people is very important, whether they are female, male, or whatever.
I think if everybody of us human beings would have this imagination to have open eyes and an open heart, to meet some other people and to give them the biggest respect, we wouldn't have so much problems in the world. I think I think we are trained to have respect, but because if we are doing music together, we listen to each other. Not always, but I hope so. We listen.
Have some problems with that too. In some sessions.
We listen to each other and we try to give space, and in the last weeks, I thought always, hey, there are so many things going on this world. If just everybody would think not only about the own ego, just step back and just having elephant ears and to listen and to see, and yeah.
What is the criteria to receive support from Sophia? Is there like a jury? And what's the voting selection process like?
Yeah, so we start always in half year, like 6 months before. Like the last edition of Sophia was now this year, right before Corona, right before lockdown. The last day was the last day before, one day before last day was the lockdown
one day before the end
exactly.
of the world.
Exactly. So it was in March, and we started the selection, or we started the thing in October, like 5 or 6 months ago. And we have jury members. I was not the main jury member. I was just very leaning back and said, okay, we have 4, I think we had 4 jury members, 1 tuba player from Sweden. We had a vibraphonist from Poland, and another a friend of mine from Switzerland. We had different women and men mixed. The jury was women and men mixed, equal.
Good.
And exactly. And we put the focus on how far they already were. Like, are they in the study, still in the study? Are they already professionals? Do they have just a record which they want to release in a half year later? So we said, hey, that's the right time for them. They should come. We give them all this information which could be helpful for their work. So we decided like this, like innovation, creativity, playing style. And of course, we had 1 member from Zurich, and she was right in the beginning of her study. But we said this woman has to be in this crew, because she can gain so much information from the others, and she can grow. So we selected the women. Of course, we wanted to have all women on board, but on some hand, it was not possible to pay all this, all the things. And so what we do is we get support from city, from the canton, from the region, Zurich, and Mikrokulturprozent, and like we have a lot of sponsors, and as well like material, like the room from Zurich. We were playing in a villa, in a little villa in Zurich. So many people were on board, and they helped us to make this possible. We had like 4 or 5 jury members, and we try really to look if the people, they come, I somehow have a feeling, even if I don't know the people, if they fit together. So we had now like, it was the 4th edition, I think. 2014, 16, 18, 20. Yeah, it was the 4th edition. And they all matched so good together. And we had once like 9 women, like nine persons, and that was too much. There was too many people on one side for me, to handle it, because everybody has a wish, and then you have to try to put everything together. But 6 or it was a good edition. It was a very good edition. But I felt like I think the more little this group is, the more effective it is for every single woman. So you asked about how we selected. You asked about how we selected the people. It was the innovation. It was how they played the music, and if they are writing own tunes, and so there was a bunch of points to select them. But amazing how many great women on this planet are. I mean, this is just a little part of of this world.
It's funny, like I think that's in every field. Like the more you know about something, the less you feel like you know about something. Because like if you start listening to all the amazing artists that are there, and you find out more and more, you think like, oh, I know nothing about what is out there and about this world. And music becomes such a beautiful revelation every time you listen to it. So yeah.
My friend says always, she has a nice sentence. She says, "You never can be young enough to know everything." So you never
It's very
know.
true.
It's so a beautiful phrase. Yeah, but I love it. That's as well the Sophia thing. We tried to give them kind of a little thing to discover the world, you know. Can you see me still?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Good. Okay.
And your bookshelf.
my computer was turning slow motion, so now I'm back. Good.
Okay, slow motion. That's even worse than off. We met for the first time at the EJN. Do you remember that? At the
Of course.
foyer there. And one of the things that struck me the most is your energy. You had that beautiful all over, you know, like you're like one of these persons that you go into a room and the room lights up.
Oh,
You carry this. I really think so. You carry the sun with you into the room, and for me,
you're the same, my dear.
I mean, thank you. It's nice to be in like-minded company. So the thing is, like most musicians have struggles with their mental health because this type of profession that we do is first of all very lonely, because if you're composing, you're alone in a room, and only when you go on tour it becomes real. And most people don't perform more than 30 or 40 times per year. So basically, you know, more than 300 days a year, when they go to the and thing. I think we lost each other. Okay, so then when they are going to these trade fairs and events, it seems that they don't know how to present themselves to others because they don't know how to communicate with people. And this big contrast between the loneliness and being surrounded with people is creating some kind of an error, you know, like an electric shock, I would say, even in the musician's mind. And a lot of musicians, especially if they're young and inexperienced, they don't know how to handle that transition. And I was wondering if you have any tips for young musicians how to handle the contrast and keep their mind and soul healthy when they do these things, when they promote themselves.
In general, to keep healthy is to have friends. Friends, maybe also maybe from friends from the music scene, but as well some other friends who studied or who are in totally other profession. That keeps your mind fresh, other topics to speak about, and I know exactly, I know what you mean. We had these discussions a lot on Sophia, like for example, like they make their music with big heart, but to take the phone and say, "Hi, I'm Christine. I have a band, and can I send you some listening material via email?" This is already, this little thing is not for everybody made. Like, I can understand that. We too. Don't forget, we are persons. We can go to persons and can say hello. You know, but not everybody can do it. So if there's a young person and this young person is not, it's not saying no, I really don't want it, and you feel like, hey, there could be a chance to give a courage to learn it. So I would say try not to cover yourself with a smile, and you don't smile actually, but try to be very yourself and to say, hey, you can go to the person. For example, you have an organizer, her name is Laura. You say, hey Laura, I'm doing this the first time now, I'm a little bit nervous. And this is already a plus point. If the organizer feels like you are a little bit shy, and this is already a plus point, you know. And then you go there and you say, hey, I'm a little bit shy, but here I have a record, and may I give you this record? Without any pushing, you know, just saying, hey, I have music for you, maybe you want to listen to it. And I think they would never say no. I think everybody would say, of course. And maybe it takes for the person then time to listen to it. But I think like little steps and trying not to being not yourself. Just try to be yourself and to find some courage. You even can learn it in the matter of you take your phone and you make a video of yourself, and then you said, hey, I'm this. You can write down some lines even. So I'm Christine, I'm playing trombone and trumpet. I have a new record. Can I show you this? And you can try to start like memorize it. You said, okay, I'm doing like meditation. I'm reading it every day. I'm speaking it loud every day so that you are getting used to it. And if you go to fair, like
mantra.
Exactly. And if you, for example, go to a workshop, a masterclass or a fair, like a conference, and you see a person you don't know, and then say, hi, I'm Christine. I play trumpet and trombone, and I have a record for you, and maybe you would like to listen to it. You know, it's like, that's how I learned it. I was very, very bad on making announcement on stage. I was very, very, very bad in the beginning. And I feel
I cannot imagine now. If I look at you now, I cannot imagine that you had a problem with anything.
Well, sometimes I talk too long, of course.
No, I don't mean it that way.
But you know, there was a guy in Kaiserslautern, his name is Stefan Flesch, and he made this most incredible announcement. And I said, okay, I have to listen to him. I take time. That's very, very important. Take your time. You don't have to change from 1 second to the next second to be a person who can speak and to have the courage to go to the people. Grow in the shoes, you know. Yeah. As you get bigger from a baby to an adult, grow in this business slowly. And what I can say is find other women, other people. Yeah. Just feel free to write them and say, hey, how do you do that? How can you give me some practical informations? Look for maybe an older sister, for example.
Yeah. I would say that the advice that you gave about recording yourself in front of a camera could be very useful. I never thought about it myself. I do record my concerts and watch the concerts to learn how to perform, but I never thought about recording my elevator pitch and then, playing it back to myself and pointing out the mistakes. I think it's a brilliant idea.
Maybe
you guys should try it out if you're listening.
Or maybe you invite some of your friends and you say, hey, I want to learn it, but it takes courage and it takes time, and everybody has their own time. Everybody has their own rhythm. It depends on if you have family, in which circle you are moving. It's I can imagine we had as well on Sophia board, we had some women, they were not going and say, hey, I'm this and this. You don't have to be. And I think people don't like it if you make a show out of it. But we had, but she did it very good. You know, she's in the band where she's not the leader, but she's a part of the band. So she takes over some business already now. I think she's 21 or something, 20, 19, I don't remember. She said, okay, hey, now I can try to make some booking and some promotion, even if it's not my band. Like this, you can do as well. Like if you have to feel like you want to improve, you want to prepare yourself for your later career. I would even say, if you're studying, look at the people from the later semester and ask them, hey, can you tell me something? How did you grow into this? Like for at least to have a little courage to ask your older friends in playing jazz and ask them how they do it. Maybe some people say then, I hate business. That's okay. And then some other women or men say, hey, okay, of course, let's drink a coffee, and you invite the person for a coffee and something like this. Yeah. From my experience, I needed always time for everything. So to grow into something, like if somebody said me, hey, please work on your announcement, that was good. But I needed my time, it took me at least 6, 7, 8 years. I don't know how I can speak on the stage, not being all these M's and all this stuff. So but it's a never ending story. It's always like, that's what I feel if I'm doing my own business. You need courage.
Another art. Yeah, it's also another type of art, like we hone our skills a lot when we play music.
Yes.
And we think we need to play the best and compose the best and improvise the best. But we don't practice important skills such as talking to people or presenting from stage. And they say that it takes about 10,000 hours to become a master. So maybe you need also 10,000 hours presenting from stage to become a master in presenting from stage. It makes sense because it's a different type of art.
Yeah, and it's like you have your table here and you present something and you need to talk somehow. And if you are very shy, it feels very strange to do it. But if you prepare on a little paper some phrases, you have already this border to not be shy or to be nervous. You passed it already. I think that's how at least I learned. Said, okay, I have my standard sentence. I'm Nicole. Okay, at least I know that. And then I'm playing saxophone. Yeah. There's already a second phrase. Perfect. And then you go on. Just do it with time. And if you don't feel like to do today business, you don't do it. Then you do it next week again. Like rolling a little bit in the flow.
Yeah. I always give the example from musicians who ask me how to do it. Of a party, like if you go to a party and there's a lot of people you don't know. Let's say your friend from university invited you for a party and you would know only them. So you go into a room full of people that you don't know. And even if you don't know how to make contacts with new friends, you will probably have 2 or 3 conversations during the night anyway, right? Because it happens. And then these 2 or 3 people will probably have more impact on your life than all the rest of the people in the party. So I would say if you're going to a trade fair and you don't know anybody, try to make friends and, just start a casual conversation over a coffee or outside the venue after a concert, instead of jumping at someone and say, hey, this is who I am, listen to me. No, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Especially if it's not who you are. If this is who you are, maybe it's going to work because it's going to be a show. But if it's not who you are and you're playing a part, it's not going to work. And it's better for you to be yourself. And worst case scenario, you end up having a new friend, which is not such a bad thing,
You know what?
Even if they don't book you. Or
my husband is always fun about me, because if I go into a group where I don't know anybody, I'm totally shy. I lose my voice directly. And actually also on like
really?
And as well on conferences, it takes me so much courage to say always, okay, Nicole, you go there now, you have 3 days. You say hello to the people. And I'm always interested in the people. So I'm staying there longer and asked, is that your profession? Because some of them, they have another profession. They are a professor on a university for physics, and they run a jazz club beside on their hand, So I feel always comfortable if I start to really to talk to the people, and this gives me more like a good feeling. So just to the people who are listening right now and who are saying they cannot do it because they are too shy, I'm the same, but you can learn it. You can learn it in little steps. And I think I could tell you like thousands of things what I do, but I think if you try to make a step into this shark area, be a funny little fish, and go there. Hey, I'm Philippa. I'm playing the drums. How about you? It's always good start. Like,
so what?
Yeah.
So what's the funny little fish? That's a German expression.
No, yeah, I'm coming from Fischbach, from Saarland. That's why I say it's a fish.
Fischbach.
Yeah, exactly. But yes,
I like that.
Yeah.
Be the blue fish.
Exactly.
Everybody has orange stripes. Be the blue fish.
Yeah. It's like it's sometimes it feels like the people are not confident. First about, may I do it? Can I do it already? Shall I do it? And with the Sophia program, we would like to give them a push, like, yes, you can. this nice phrase. Yeah.
Good.
I think
smoke him while you got him.
I think it's important that we do it. It doesn't matter in which age you are, if you are 50, 60, 30, 20, 10. I think it's very important that we give each other a good feeling. Of course, if you are not in the mood, if somebody died, then of course you cannot make any being smiling. Maybe you can, but yes, it takes the right time for it. But if you feel like, hey, there's a younger saxophonist around me and she's so great, hey, great, come with me, let's go to a jam session. I will present you some people. Like, this is actually what we can do, you and me, which we couldn't do actually easily. And I did already a couple of times. I think we have it in the hand, and this younger generation is saying thank you to yourself, also to us later, and they will inspire the other people. Like, let's go out and let's inspire and be inspired. Yeah,
sure.
Let's do that today.
I'd like to remind the audience, for the people who are watching us, that if you want to write questions for Nicole, you can do that here in the chat, in the comments below. And in about 10 minutes, we will have some time for a Q&A. So feel free to write it here and we will do our best to reply. Why do you think, Nicole, that it's important for musicians to attend trade fairs on their own?
Even if you don't think about it, it's the heaven. because it's the heaven on the one side and it's the not heaven of the other side. That actually I see the positive thing, and I see to meet somebody personally, it's always a great thing. So on this conference, they're running around thousands of people who are in the business, jazz business, and I think there you go, and you meet on one day maybe already 15 people you tried to catch via email, but you never get feedback. So there you see them personally, and then you say, now it's the time I fish you. Sometimes you bump into people who you don't know, and by coincidence there are festival organizers, or they are writers or photographers, and I think it's the best way to make quick and to make fast connections to people, to say hi, and that they have the face. You know, I mean, of course you can find there as well agents, for example, or like booking people, like promotion people, and it's a good way to connect to each other and to have a feeling for each other. Because if you write an email, then it's like an email, black and white email, and but if you see them personally, for me, all in my life was personal contact. That was for me the thing where I could go through. I never had this luck that somebody say, okay, I will manage you now, and I promise you 100 gigs in the year. I never had that, you know. In earlier times, you get this covered, you know, the rock stars, they are cool. They send it in their tapes at that time, and then you get discovered, and they say, okay, let's do a record, let's do that. I never had that. I was always a self-worker, and for me, it works. Not for everybody. Everybody has to find their own way. But these fairs were very important for me, and still important. And so it's for me, it was a good place to all meet the people, and like for you as well.
Experience. Well, I have been working for myself a lot, most of the time, really. I did have some contracts with labels and agents and managers, and they all sucked. I'm sorry to say that, but it's very true.
Yeah.
None of these contracts panned out to be anything. And I think because people either promised too many things that they couldn't deliver, or alternatively didn't do anything about my career. So they focused on other things, and they expected me to do all the work anyway, and then jump on the wagon when things become buzz-like and sellable. And I think that's generally the vibe in the music industry today is, if in the past there was a bunch of older executives, like a bunch of fat guys with cigars saying like, well, I don't know what it is. Let's give it a shot. And they would sign up 20 artists and, 19 of them will make no income at all. But one will make a huge success, like, Elton John type or something like that. And they will cover up money for the rest that didn't make it. So there will still be a lot of money for the label. Today, you have these younger guys, hipsters mainly, people that are hired by record labels to be A&R people that are supposed to analyze the market and predict, so to say, the next trends based on the last 5 years estimate. But there is no artist development programs anymore. So within half a year, if the artist that is signed not making any money for the record label, they are being dropped. Like an amazing example is Lara Pergolizzi. I don't know if you know her, LP. She's known as LP. And it's an amazing song, Lost on You. You know that song?
No, I have to listen to
all that things lost on you. Oh, baby, are they lost on you?
Yeah.
I think one songs written in the last 10 years. And she was signed to Warner Brothers. And she played that song to them, and they dropped her after she played that song. And that just goes to show that by trying to predict where the market is going to go, you're almost never successful, because this hit blew up immensely, like all over the world. And I guess it pays off to do it independently, especially at the beginning, because you will have tools and connections that you will otherwise not make, because these managers and labels won't share their connections with you. And let's say if you're finished with your label contract or management contract within 3 years or 5 years, 7 years into the deal, you won't have the skills to continue on your own if you don't get another deal later on. So that's why I advise all the musicians to do it on their own in the first 5 to 10 years, and then sign up for a contract once they have an experience in the music industry. So they can have perspective as well.
Sorry,
go ahead.
You mentioned something very, very important. Going with a stream. Okay, our music industry, all the labels and the agents, they follow a stream. But, there are so many musicians who are influenced by different kind of music. And even so in some heads, I think sometimes about it. Hey, if I'm doing music, which is, I try to concentrate on this one phrase. It's like there's the stream, the music industry goes on it. Said, yeah, cool, we manage this. But there are a lot of other musicians who are doing great music and who want to play. So, and people ask then, but my music is like a little bit funky, a little bit New Orleans style, like a little bit classical. And of course, this already existed since years. But you are a musician and you have something to tell and you have something to give to the people, especially now to the Corona time. We see how much value music and art is for our whole society. If you're doing online concerts, that's good, but if you are playing live, you make this travel together. And so all the people who are doing different kind of music, actually it's good that we have this and that we don't have only the stream music, which is like right now popular, No, if you believe in or if you do your music and you love it, and even if you play all the standards and you love it, then do this with passion, and especially then be self-managed. Especially then, you said 5 to 10 years, it can be 15 years or 20 years, it can be whatever. Or let's stick on this 5 to 10 years. Work on this, make your fan base, create your fan base. Try to go to the newspaper and ask them, hey, you have a concert in Vienna, for example, in next 2 weeks. Would you like to push me to support me with a little article, for example? And especially in the more little cities, they react on it and they are very happy that they receive something like this. And so I would say Because this is a problem as well. If people think, I have music which is now not based on some turning noises and some, like, you know what I mean? I don't want to say that the stream music is bad. Not at all. Everything has its value, and everything has its absolutely respect to be that it's played in these times. But what with the musician who playing like funk, like groove, you know, like the people are dancing, they give value to the people as well, and that's very important. So for these people, I really say, hey, if you can manage it self, then you have the most thing out of it. But if you meet some people and you think they are very good at it, and then make a non-exclusive contract and try to see where you go, and stay as independent as you can, not independent. Like you say, okay, I try to manage my own gigs. But if you have some more concerts for us, for these concerts, take your percentage and work with a lot of people together so that you can make your living, because they have the agents, all this business part around the musician, they have really hard time as well. So they need to work with people who can make money out of it. So of course I understand the situation of every person. So but for you as a musician, I would say don't make any exclusive. Keep your freedom as much as you can. If agents bring you some stuff and say, hey, I have a cake for you, do you want to have it? I said, of course, no. Yes, I want it. Then you can try to find a way to work together, which is in these days responsible. Like that is that you can say, okay, I'm fine when we do it like this. But for example, me, I could never do like an exclusive contract at this time right now. I'm too much birdie.
I understand you. Yeah. Also with the contracts that I have now, they're all non-inclusive.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
not exclusive. Yeah. So it's especially with songs, because I don't want to sign the rights to my songs to anybody. It's really like they feel like children, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to give them away. I was offered several times, you know, that people wanted to buy a song. So not license a song, really buy the song. So they would pay, I don't know, a few €1,000, and they would just get the song. And then I won't be able to say that I've composed it. And I mean, why would I do something like that?
That's not possible.
This is, for me, it's insane.
Yeah. I think from the right. Yeah. You never give up your copyright.
Is no problem. Yeah, licensing is no problem. Publishing is no problem. But once somebody says, and I want to buy your property, your intellectual property, for me, there's a barrier there that I'm not really willing to cross.
But is it possible? I don't think so. Well, if you're the writer, you're the writer.
People can make offers. You can choose if you're accepting them. Of course, it's the same with ghostwriters.
That's what I was thinking. Same now, right now. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, maybe I didn't know it.
It could be possible.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of nice people here writing a lot of likes and hearts.
Oh, really? Where?
Isabella Effenberg is saying, I love Nicole. 5 question marks.
Is it on Facebook or where are you? Isabella!
Yeah.
Hi, Corona 5.
What's that?
I just do it. Rock and roll. Rock and roll.
All right. Rock and roll.
No,
it's the thumb fight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But you're amazing. You're doing it so great. You did your show now came up because of Corona, right?
You mean my show?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
great.
Well, because of the Corona, I don't have any concerts, and I wanted to do something online. So I was thinking what I can do that will keep me interested, because I get bored really quickly, and second of all, I want to still communicate with people. So I don't want to, because I've done a lot of online concerts as well, and there is some feedback coming in the comments as well, but I still don't feel like I'm talking to someone. Like I don't have an audience. So I decided to do this interview series, with real people. So at least we can meet online if we're not meeting in real life.
Yeah.
If we don't have the conferences and the trade fairs to hang out with the G&T, so we can at least do it here. Well, maybe not so much in a 12, for me, it's in the morning, 12 in the morning on a Thursday, but but yeah, maybe we skip the G&T, but at least we have the hangout.
Yeah.
And I have a nice question here from Suna Gunlux. So she was a guest of of this program a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. And Suna, she says, it's very similar to what I've asked you before. What is the secret of Nicole's never-ending energy and good spirits?
If I have day off, I'm laying on the bench. No, I mean, I have the same impression from you as well, from Suna, from you, and I think we give us each other some energy, and maybe to seriously enter this question is my father has a lot of energy. So
there it goes.
They told
it's hereditary.
My mother is very calm.
So that's maybe why you are cool at the same time.
I don't know.
Energetic and calculated.
Like, whatever.
The bunny.
Wow. No. It's I have to say, because maybe I was very shy, and I'm still on it. If you take me on a party and where I don't know somebody, then I'm like,
you already missed my funny face.
I missed your face, I think. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I think I'm grateful for all the people I know. Sometimes you meet crazy people and say, okay, it was very nice to meet you, but I go on now. But at least
cut the crap, people. No BS.
Yeah, exactly. Be always gentle, respectful, but then I have to go now. I'm grateful because I was shy. I never could connect so good together. Maybe I could change it through music and through my wish. I wanna be more in this music scene. So what can I do if I don't have an agent and I'm playing for myself at home? It doesn't make sense. I can not meet anybody. So I have to go out and to learn in steps, very calm and very patient. That
I don't have that quality. No patience here.
I'm pretty sure you have. You don't know it, but
I am spending my entire batch of patience on practicing and performing. Besides that, I have no patience at all.
You might have, I'm sure. And this is already enough practicing, and you can combine two instruments, singing and piano playing and trombone playing. I see your apartment there. So that's already a lot. And you speak through your music, so that's good.
Thank you.
So we have some listeners. That's cool. I'm happy.
Yeah. Suna is, by the way, saying that you are energetic and cool. So she agrees with me.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
You see, now you have a reputation to uphold.
Now I can work right later again. Good. No. No, I mean...
So this is for me the fun part of the interview. At the end of each conversation, I ask my guests a series of 10 questions from the Bernard Pivo questionnaire. I told you about it before, so you're supposed to be prepared. And it's basically like a fun, it's a fun thing. So just say the first thing that comes to mind, right? So don't think about it too much.
Poopy.
Are you already thinking, uh-oh?
No, I said it already. We have a time. Poopy.
Poopy? What's poopy?
I don't know. It came into my mind.
All right.
Poopy.
So go. What is your favorite word? I imagine it's poopy now.
No. And because I'm living in Switzerland, so I mix the language some very funny way, like German and Swiss German.
And Swiss Deutsch.
So yeah, exactly. So my favorite word is oder, which means isn't it, or
I lost you. Can you say it again?
yeah, oder,
You make
oder,
like, oder.
oder. It's like isn't it, or oder. So after everything, almost I put always oder. Do you like this chocolate? Do you like this chocolate cream? Yeah, oder? Yes, or?
It's like the Dutch word klopt. It means the same. Like, does it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, klopt.
Klops, exactly. Klops.
Klopt.
Klopt.
With a T.
Klopt.
Yeah,
So
it's like when you make cake.
I do exchange now my word.
What is your least favorite word?
Oh, I never was thinking about this. Cucumber. Cucumber.
Cucumber. I like this word. I also like cucumbers, but I like putting them in water.
In between, I like it as well, but actually it was the whole time cucumber. Yeah. Let's stick with the cucumber.
But don't worry about it. It's a very good word. Well, Suna was saying that her favorite word was espresso, so I thought that was like, cucumbers and espresso. I think it's a very good lunch. No, maybe the next person will say cheese, and then we'll have a proper brunch the next time.
Very interesting that we think about something which is for the taste, like cucumber taste.
Musicians have oral fixation.
Yeah. So many people many musicians started to bake breads in this time in the last.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Me too. Inspired by my brother. Hello, Stefan.
Oh, nice.
So
I would like to try it.
Yeah, it's very healthy. Sauerteig. I don't know how you call it in English.
Sourdough.
Jo.
Ja.
Genau.
Ja, oder?
Ja, oder?
What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Walks.
Oh yeah, nice.
So
where do you
actually
walk?
by every day I'm going for a walk, and at least a half hour, but mostly it's like around 45 minutes, 1 hour. And I'm where I get my calmness and where I get my inspiration is water, like a river in the mountains, for example, and by walking through the wood. That's what I figured out in Corona time. I have somehow everything which has a structure. Like I'm in love with wood, like with trees when they cut it, laying on the floor, and they are in a stable kind of like in a row. Then they have for me such a special look. I could watch at it like for a very long time, and I'm getting inspired by that. Or listening to birds.
Yes.
This passion I got from my husband. Actually, he is into the birds. So the singing of the birds is crazy. And slowly, I'm starting to get to have inspiration as well by flowers.
Wow, you're a very outdoorsy person.
I love nature, I have to say. I'm inspired by that. So I get this inspiration.
Do you live close to the woods?
Yeah, kind of. And sometimes I'm going to the mountains and having walks and just...
Do you have a dog?
A dog? No.
Yeah.
I'm my own dog.
On your own. You're letting yourself out.
Exactly. Who let the dogs out?
Exactly. Who let Nicole out? Who?
Yeah. No, that's like, my question was yesterday, maybe I could imagine if I'm getting older that I make kind of I'm a lot of times in Bernese Oberlands, which are beautiful area, and to combine like or to offer tours with people who are interested in nature and maybe in music, like
nice.
To go with them. There's a little I'm going always the arty way. That's a way where people doing something from the wood from there, they make some art. So I will show them the art. I will show them the birds and saying, this bird is this one, this bird is this one. And in between, I can recognize the birds slowly. But, I could imagine to do that in the earlier age later. And in the later age, yeah.
Maybe you can demonstrate on the saxophone all the bird calls.
Yeah, exactly. I did already once.
Yeah.
But yes, yeah. I mean, all the birds, that's crazy. That's incredible singers. Wow.
Nice. Yeah. I like the blackbird song.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. What turns you off?
If people are getting loud, like if they start to scream to each other, this is I
have the same problem.
And
generally loud noises. Yeah.
If what freaks me out as well, if somebody drives very close to each other, to the next car, it freaks me off. I'm very bad next driver, even if I'm driving by myself. But I cannot sit on the side. I have to sit always in the back. In the last few weeks, I discovered I feel better to sit in the back and to keep my mouth. So that freaks me out a little bit.
Don't ever go in a rickshaw in India. If you freak out very easily, wear a blindfold or don't go in a rickshaw.
Exactly. And what freaks me out else? Yeah. I'm a normal human being, so I have my things. Yeah.
I believe you. What is your favorite curse word?
What is curse?
Bad word.
A bad word.
Like a bad word, like shit or fuck or something like that.
Ich sag Scheiße. Sometimes.
Scheiße. Nice. The first country I visited when I was a kid, when I went abroad, was Germany. And I was fascinated with the word Scheiße. I was 17 years old, and every time instead of saying, well, in Hebrew, kaki, I would say Scheiße.
Ah. Yeah. I do this.
It's a very good curse word. I totally agree. What sound or noise do you love?
What sound?
Or noise do you love?
Rain. Rain I love.
Nice.
On the bird singing I love. That keeps me calm. That's very nice. Yeah.
And what sound or noise do you hate?
If they're building a house next to us, they come with this.
I have that now.
I hate this sound.
Like ever since the corona started, everybody was saying, oh, you have time to relax. Now you're at home. You're not on tour. I was supposed to be now 200 days on tour. So it's a lot of work. So everybody says, oh, you have a forced vacation. Have fun. Enjoy. No, they are building a house next door. It's every day starting at 7 a.m. You cannot rest like this.
You know what? They start at 7, working until 8:30, 9, then they stop. And then they continue.
Yeah, what is this about? Like, why do you need to start at 7 to stop at 9? Just start at 9.
Yes.
Well. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt? Would you like to try?
As my husband brought me to the nature, I think I would do something there with ornithology or like being more in the nature, being maybe working with some stuff for the nature. I could imagine,
like being a park ranger or something.
Yes. I never think about that because exactly I'm never thinking about this because I'm so happy. I tell you, I started to study again last year in September again because I was very interested what happens when we play music with our brain. Why?
So neurology?
Yeah, kind of. Why do people like music, this kind of music? Why do people don't like this kind of music? Or what does it make? We have a lot of these times when we play a concert and people are high. They're really high and they have shiny eyes. So this is a value of the music. You don't give them a piece of chocolate, or sometimes yes, but you give them something different. It goes into their ears, it goes into their bodies. They move, they dance maybe. And this is a special thing on music. And I thought maybe I want to go back to the university and check out this phenomenon. And there is, of course, neurology, but I cannot study this because I don't have any medicine education before. So I signed in music science. And
very nice.
Then I I was now 1 year there. And I had to make some stuff, then I can start in the master degree. And so I had to run through Latin, to the language Latin. I had still to do some stuff which I never...
at school?
I didn't have it in school, Latin. So now I made an express course, like very intense, 2 times in a week. And always, I make a big line now. Always when I wrote these tests, I felt so shaky and so nervous, and my adrenaline goes so through that I was not highly concentrated. I misunderstood some questions. So in the beginning, it was very horrible. So I said, okay, I made it, but it was not really good. But we had such a good teacher that I forced myself to say, okay, now I have really to work very proper on it. I work on myself, reading it carefully, taking my time, take the adrenaline down. And in this case, when I was writing the tests always, I felt like, hey, I'm so happy I'm a musician. My adrenaline goes in the music, and it can be also calm, but I can make the adrenaline, and I don't understand any question wrong, because music is music. Music is an international language, and we can interpret it how we want, And that was for me the thing, because you ask, what would you like to be other profession when you wouldn't be a musician? That's why I say during Corona time and during all these tests, I felt like, Jesus, I'm thankful being a musician. That's my job. That's my passion, But at least I learned a lot through writing these tests, and I learned a lot about myself and on what I have to work on. Yeah.
Oh, it's good to continue to evolve, right?
Yeah. My brain.
It's like what Bob Dylan said, that the artist is always in the state of becoming.
Yeah.
So if we stop learning, we kind of become stagnant and wither and die. So yeah.
So all my new songs, which I composed in Corona time, have a Latin title. Yeah.
I saw you on a branch of a tree playing to a bird with on one of your videos.
Exactly. That was the bird Stieglitz. Stieglitz, it's
cool.
A crazy bird. He's very fast, and he lives right in front of our window.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's why you made a video about him.
Yeah. My husband was filming it, and he was proud of it. Of course, I mean, that's so nice video. And then I just saw it and I said, okay, I have to surprise him, and I want to surprise him. And I really tried to analyze these melodies, which was quite tricky. And then I made more, okay, I have to take the rhythm. That's much more easier. So, and then I showed him, and he said, well, he loved it. And then I said, okay, maybe I should do it online. Maybe I should put it on as I did. Yeah.
Cool.
That's a funny thing. Yeah.
What profession would you not like to do?
Sitting from 8 till 6 o'clock in front of the computer and working on the computer all the time. I couldn't do this.
You mean being a musician, booking gigs?
No, I mean, you make some food, you go out, you go, you play gigs. So I'm not sitting 12 hours in front of the computer. I couldn't do. No, that's very bad for myself. Yeah. I made that sometimes, but not so long. But it felt really not good. So yeah. So actually, no, my profession is really being a musician, and I cannot imagine something different. I would be not good. I mean, it's not good. I really love my
Not for your
instrument.
spirit at any rate.
Yeah.
So before I go to my last question, there is one comment here from Daniel Brulemans. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly.
Hello.
He says, very interesting, Nicole. Super plan.
Whatever that means.
I think he means that you have a super attitude or, super plan for how to shape your musicianship, I guess. I mean, that's what I would interpret from it if I read it.
I think, Daniel, you asked me about, that's what I hoped that this question will not come. And during Corona time, I started to do something which I had in my mind since a long, long time. I wanted to write for saxophone quartet. So I did that as a writing.
Like fun.
That's the point. Writing. I didn't write it. I played it from my head. I composed a song directly with my baritone, tenor, alto, and soprano. Sometimes I was kind of singing a little bit, but I'm not a singer at all. But I did it, and he saw this video. I think it's Daniel Brunemann. And he saw this video, and I was saying, please let me not get a wish of writing down this composition in a sheet, that you can sell this sheet later. And he did, I think. He did say, can you send me the sheet of it? I wanna play it. Oh, but, I still have to write it down. Yeah. Oh, nice. So people are watching. Cool.
Yeah, people are watching. He says, of course, by the way, and he says, yes, I am. So he is the culprit behind asking you to transcribe your own composition.
I will do. I'm working on another video for a new quartet. If you are interested in that, I will do Daniel Brulemann.
You should write something with trombone as well, eh?
Exactly. So exactly. By the way, before I forget, you're doing support for younger musicians, right, who need support for exactly. So all the people who are listening to it, support the wonderful idea, and with the musicians, that's good.
Yeah, it's nice because I'm offering this scholarship program for musicians that need an education, independent musicians, so not people who are assigned to a label. Yeah. So if you wanted to donate for this program and enable young musicians to have a proper education, you can go to ydiymusic.com/donate and check it out.
That's a
little bit about
great idea of Noam.
What the scholarship stands for, etc.
Do it. I think especially to this Corona time, that's what I feel. I feel very grateful attitude from the people who watch concerts from mine or who buy the CDs, and I'm pretty sure people like your idea, so I hope there's some donation for it.
Thank you so much. So for my last question, are you ready?
Yes.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you pass the gates?
Oh, nothing to say but smile. Now I get goosebumps. I get goosebumps.
Oh.
No, just like smile, like a gentle smile. Said, "Hey, welcome to our new world," and just smiling. That's what not saying at all something, but just the expression of his face. And then, So I would love that.
Nice.
Oh, now I'm getting sentimental.
Oh. Very good. This is what it is about, right? Like this conversations, I want it to be real. So we are kind of here to empower each other and try to build a community around being a DIY artist. So we are who we are. We are human beings. So we're not machines.
Exactly.
Or performers. People see us as performers or people who need to perform a task. But we are more than that. So
yeah, we are not robots. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Noam.
Thank you so much for being a part of this. I love it. You've been an amazing person to talk to.
Absolutely the same. Dankjewel.
Thank you. Yeah, danke schön. Tschüss.
Ciao, everybody.
Ciao. Thank you so much for joining us today, and please consider to support this video cast, as all the work is done voluntarily. Please go to ydiymusic.com/donate or /scholarship, and your donation could help young musicians get a proper education. And please join me next week, Thursday, June 25th, as I'll be interviewing Ol Barnea. He's from Lemur Creatives. It's a branding company and visual communications. And together we will review branding strategies for independent musicians. In the meantime, good luck, keep calm, and DIY.